Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn sentences. There are three types of sentences. We'll discuss about simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. This topic is somehow connected with conjunctions. So, if you are not very good at conjunctions, you don't know what conjunctions are, do study about them, right? And then you can watch this video and you can learn what are sentences. And then after this we will also learn transformation of sentences, how we can change simple sentence to compound sentence or compound sentence to complex sentence without changing its meaning. So first, we all know what is a sentence. A sentence, we can say, is a main clause, right? Now, what is a difference between a clause and a phrase, that I have already told you. Here we will just talk about sentences. So the first type is simple sentence. So a sentence which has only one verb, that too finite verb, is called a simple sentence. Let us take an example. Sheena sat in the park on the wooden bench near the pond, not noticing the squirrel near her feet. Now, in this sentence, let us find out a finite verb, that is sat. Sat is the finite verb here. If you talk about noticing, it is not finite verb, it is not non-finite verb, so we will not count it. So in this entire sentence, although it's a very lengthy sentence, but still we have only one verb, right? So we will call it a simple sentence. Always keep this thing in mind, that a sentence can be long. Still, we can see that if it only has one finite verb, then it will be called a simple sentence only. Now let us move on to the second type. It is compound sentence. What is a compound sentence? A compound sentence is made up of two or more main clauses. As I have told you, a clause is a group of words, group of meaningful words in which we have a subject and a finite verb. So in this compound sentence, we will have two main clauses or two simple sentences. You can also say this. You will have two simple sentences joined by coordinating conjunction. Right? Sheena sat in the park and children played on the swings. Now, here you can see Sheena sat in the park. Here we have Sheena as our subject, sat as our finite verb in the park, right? Then we have children. Children is our subject. Played is our finite verb on the swings, right? Now, if you see, these two are main clauses or simple sentences at their own. They can survive at their own. They do not need support of any other sentence. Coordinating conjunctions. What is the benefit of coordinating conjunctions? Like we do have, non-stick pans or utensils in our kitchen. Na? The food does not stick on them. Coordinating conjunctions are also like that. They do not stick to any of these sentences, right? So these sentences can survive independently. So a sentence in which there are two or more main clauses or simple sentences is called a compound sentence, but all those sentences will be joined by coordinating conjunctions. Now Complex sentence. As the name suggests, that it will be a bit complex than the other two. Jokes apart, a sentence which is made up of a principal clause. Principal clause is another name for main clause, and one or more subordinate clauses is called a complex sentence. Now, a main clause will be a clause, or a principal clause will be a clause which can uh, survive at its own. It does not need support of any other sentence or word, right? It will have its own meaning. It can stay independent. But a subordinate clause is dependent clause. It will be dependent to clear its meaning on the main clause. And subordinate clause will be joined with the main clause with the help of subordinating conjunctions. And subordinating conjunctions are not non-stick. They will stick to the subordinate clause. Subordinate clause will begin with a subordinating conjunction. So it cannot survive at its own. Let us see an example. Sheena sat in the park because it was pleasant. Now see, Sheena sat in the park is our main clause, our principal clause. It can stay at its own, right? It has its meaning complete. It is complete in its meaning, complete its sense. But here, because it was pleasant, only this group of words cannot survive at its own. It is dependent on this main clause to convey its meaning. So, I hope in a very simple manner I have told you what is simple sentence, what is compound sentence, and what is complex sentence. Next, what we will do is we will learn the transformation of these sentences.